5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thunderbirds are go.
Look at that acceleration go. Is it going to be enough? Is it going to be enough? It's enough. 8 meters away now. Okay, start up. And there she goes. Ooh, oh. Open up that pod. Hello lovely people out there, this is the Real Revolution. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to Kerbal Space Program. If you don't know what Kerbal Space Program is, shame on you because it's one of my all-time favourite games. I have sunk many an hour into a Kerbal Space Program. In a nutshell, it's basically a space sim slash sandbox type game with remarkable and modern capabilities. You can add so much extra into the game with mods to KSP. Today I'm going to be looking at something I did quite a while ago in a Kerbal Space Program. I'm going to show you off the Thunderbirds vehicles. Now, Thunderbirds is a show from the 1960s, and it was well known for the time for its puppets and special effects, as well as the vehicles that are in them. It's really iconic now, to be honest. Now, the version of KSP I'm using is a old version. This is a 1.30, and lots of the mods which I'm using today no longer work with KSP, unfortunately. But anyway, that's why I want to show this off to you guys today. So let's get started. Okay, welcome to the vehicle assembly building, and this majestic aircraft is the mighty Thunderbird 1. Like I said, I've had to mod the hell out of the game to make this work. We've got Interstellar mod engines here. These are antimatter engines on the bottom and the side for VTOL. There is Inferno Robotics for the folding wings, because Thunderbird 1 had folding wings. And this here is these nuclear reactors, near future electrical, if I remember correctly. As well as for the VTOL, I have to use TCA, which provides stability for the craft. Otherwise, she's pretty much uncontrollable in the hover. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show each vehicle in turn, and then do some other things, try and recreate some of the iconic rescue scenes for the show at the end, I think. Anyway, let's get started with Thunderbird 1. Let's take her up for a spin. Okay, and here she is, all majestic on the launch pad. First things first is to start these reactors off, which provide all the electrical power to the craft, and then when we'll be able to click it, we'll close this off, and then we'll get TCM as well. Okay, we'll start the stability control, and then we'll get those engines up and lift off. Oh, and she really takes off the launch pad. Off she goes. Okay, we'll just throttle down a little bit, and then we'll start. Not that way. There we go. Start pitching her over. She does fly really well, to be honest, considering she's literally just a wing at the moment. Okay, that's a nice angle of attack right there, I think. We're into TCA at the moment. I don't have all the engines started, so what I'm going to do is enable this. Okay, and then disable it. And that's started off all the engines. Look at, you can see look at that acceleration go. Yeah, definitely above the speed of sound now. I think in the show the Thunderbird 1 could reach at least, it was definitely above Mach 5. I remember it was definitely above Mach 5. It was a really quick machine. We were at maybe 500 meters a second now. Try and go a little bit more altitude, I think. into the upper atmosphere. Should be able to get a bit quicker. There we go, pretty much 2 times the speed of sound now. 10,000 meters as well. I think what I'm going to do is go down. We'll put the wings out, and then we'll try and land here if we can. Let's throttle down, and we'll put the nose down. Okay, I'm just using the center engine now to just maintain forward momentum. What we'll do is we'll get Inferno Robotics up. And then get the wings out. And then put quantum struts back on, otherwise the wings flap about everywhere, which isn't good when you're trying to control her. Watching that altitude. It's about 300 meters. Let's enable that now. Okay, she should kill that horizontal velocity. There we go. I disabled the auto gear as well as come to. PCA can be a little bit funny with it sometimes. It's pretty much stationary now. Let's go for. She's gonna decrease the altitude down to 300 meters. Brakes on as well. Let's pop the landing gear out. Very nice, okay. Just above the surface now. Okay. Nice, smooth landing. Smooth landing. Ooh, oh. So disable that. Oh, are we down? Okay, we're down. We're down in Kerbal style. And nothing blew up, which is a rarity for Kerbal. As you can see, I've got the landing gear, and then I've got landing gear at the back as well to be able to land it properly. Let's retake off again. Okay, we'll start this engine off. There we go. And if we go full power, there we go. There we go. And we're nicely gaining altitudes again. She really does fly really well, really well. Anyway, moving on to Thunderbird 2. And here she is, in all of her splendid glory. Thunderbird 2 was always my favourite from Thunderbirds, to be honest. Such a cool vehicle. Totally impractical in real life. It would never work in real life, but absolutely awesome nonetheless. Same as before, these are using antimatter engines, as well as the parts. I think this is Mule Cab, which has been enlarged massively, and this might be Mark IV, or is it OVA for the crew pad. And then in here we have Thunderbird 4 in here, which is pretty neat as well. And then I've got her on the launch pad here, like it was launched in the TV show. I've also got different vehicles, not just Thunderbirds 4. Got others like the Mole, what was it, Firefly, and what is like the elevator cars from the first episode, which I'm going to be showing later on as well. And here she is on the launch pad. It's really touch and go, to be honest, getting this off the pad without it crashing into the sea. So we'll get the engines up. Oh, we won't. We'll do that instead. Okay, let's try that again. Let's spool the engine up. We need like lots of thrust for takeoff for this. Okay, for some reason the thrust increases, then it decreases, then it increases again. So we'll wait for it to spool back up again to maximum power. It's really touch and go to get this off the launch pad. Keep building it, keep building it. I'm gonna need it more higher than that. Okay, still higher. Okay, let's launch. Is it gonna be enough? Is it gonna be enough? It's enough! And then we are far away. Thunderbird 2 flies really well in KSP as well, to be honest. Yeah. She rolls really well. And she's pretty quick as well. I feel sure this was like Mach 2 in the program. So as you can see, she turns really well as well. Let's get this for a second. There we go. Now, what I can do with Thunderbird 2, if we take it back to the port, I'm just gonna put a waypoint. The waypoint there. If I enable this, hopefully she'll follow that now. Ah, she's didn't like that. Hang on. Just disable her that sec. Oh, okay. Yeah, she's fine. Right, we'll just turn around. She really just fly around. So what I'm gonna do instead, if I okay, we're just gonna keep turning her. We enable this. Oh, that one. There we go. That's what I wanted. And then she's gone into the VTOL now. We'll put into a hover, and if we set that to 200 meters initially, we'll set that. And we'll bring her that down. Okay, we'll bring her into the hover. Literally about 10 meters above the sea. Okay, a bit lower. Really is awesome. To the nice hover. I think we need to be a bit lower than that. Okay, she's just moving forward a bit. We'll set that down to 10. Oh, she's very close now. And then what I should be able to do? Actually, I want to a little bit higher. Actually, no, that's a good altitude, I think. 10, there we go. Then what I should be able to do here, which is low enough. There's the space bar. And there she goes. There's the pod deploy just like in the program. Now she should just hover right there. And if I switch over to, there it is, and if I do this now, I'll open this up. There we go. And then, oh no, I screwed it up. There we go. There we go. And now I should deploy Thunderbird 4. And out she goes into the sea. And this should also work as well. Unfortunately, she can't dive though. There's Thunderbird 2 up there still. I always wondered though how they got her back into the pod, and then how Thunderbird 2 got the pod back again. Which is pretty quick, to be honest, over the sea. That's pretty cool. I absolutely love Thunderbirds. It's just so technical and so different to how everything else is. Okay, moving on to Thunderbird 3 here. As you can see, it's similar to before, using those antimatter engines and drive with the nuclear powered as well. In terms of how she launches, she's really unstable at launch, to be honest. Using MechJeb to launch her, MechJeb has a really hard time keeping control of her to orbit, but should be able to do it. I've got Thunderbird 5 in orbit, so we're going to go and rendezvous with her. And here she is on the launch pad. Like I said, I'm going to be, when I find her, where is she? There she is. I'm going to be rendezvousing with Thunderbird 5, which I've already put into orbit. So I'm using MechJeb for ascent guidance here. Like I said, she's really unstable on the launch up to about 30 kilometers. She really struggles in the low atmosphere to stay stable. Anyway, so start those engines up, and then 3, 2, 1, lift off. And away she goes. Make sure remember that angle of attack, so we don't flip over. That's the last thing we want in a classical Kerbin style. Starting the roll program now. I set up the ascent platform. Yeah, so hopefully it'll be okay. Just gonna limit the acceleration down here. I want to flip out. Oh no. Recover it. Okay, I think we're okay. Use the RCS to make sure we don't flip out. So I think what I'm going to do here is speed everything up a bit rather than have you waiting, because it's going to take at least another 5 to 10 minutes to get into orbit. If we don't flip out, that is. She's really not very happy at the moment. We'll be right back. Okay, there she is, she's coming up. Beautiful with the sun in the background. 10 seconds on the burn. There she is. I'll kill all that velocity off. Lovely, lovely parking. Could not have done it better. Even though the computer has done it for me. I'm going to disengage that autopilot. And we will set her up for... we'll just put the SAS on, I think, for now. Yep, that's what I want. Okay, we need to open this. Not that one. There we go. Just got the docking port underneath. Control from here. And there's Thunderbird 5 right here. Can I target the docking port if I can? Okay, finally got it. Okay, so now we need the this, and then we need to bring up the docking autopilot, and then engage this. It's out of the way. I can get rid of that now, actually. Okay, now she's lining up for docking. We'll put this down to 1 meters now. 2 meters away. Everything's slow and majestic in space, I absolutely love it. And moving in. 8 meters away now. Slow and steady. 5 meters. Second now we should attach. Yeah, just gonna take her off. Oh, there we go. There we go. Lovely. And we are docked. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. That is a lovely, lovely shot of that right there. Absolutely lovely. I love Kerbal Space Program. I absolutely love Kerbal Space Program. The things you can do are just limited to your imagination on that Kerbal Space Program. Anyway, like I said, I've got some of the other vehicles as well, which I'm going to show you for you guys now as well. So let's go check those out. Okay, so I've set up a bit of a sandbox with some of the vehicles that I've created. This is the mole, which was in quite a few episodes, and yeah, it's pretty much a recreation of how it is in the show. If we do this, we can see, look, it tips up, and then when it reaches a point, and then we can do this, and then if we start the extractor, and then so then goes into the ground. Only so far, unfortunately. The physics of KSP doesn't let you go underneath the ground. Moving on to the next one. Let me get that on that one. There we go. This is the Firefly, which was in a few episodes as well. If we, as you can see, we've got the bulldozer at the front, which goes up and down. And then she moves forward and backwards as well. She's pretty maneuverable. And then she's also got the demolition gun here, which isn't properly working. It's a tow missile, but you get the idea of what she's meant to do. Put this down, look, and then see you've got the hole in the middle where the demolition gun went through. On I can't remember what episode it is now. It's the one with the burning tower. It's a really good episode. Anyway, that's that one. Moving on to the next one, which is a transmitter truck from the episode Sun Probe. And this one's pretty functional as well. Which is pretty slow moving. yeah, the dish in this one turns as well, up and down, just like in the snowy cold. Okay, so I have that Thunderbird 2 here. I've managed to configure it so I can open the pod just like in the program, which wasn't that easy to do, to be honest. So, oh, if we go the right way, there we go, open up that pod. Lower the ramp. And there we go. Not sure if you can guess what it is yet. This is a elevator car, which is off the first episode. She's not happy to be in this in the pod bay. Let's uncover her. Hopefully she doesn't destroy herself when she gets decoupled. Oh my god! Sometimes it's really finicky. Oh, you don't want to see what that is. Okay, here we go. Oh no, okay, which is a little bit tricky to get out. There we go. Okay. Move around a little bit. It amazes me, to be honest, that I can only fit really one of those inside the pod. Yeah, they're in the first episode. Thunderbird 2 managed to fit 4 of these inside of it. It's like a TARDIS in there. It's incredible, really, how much they fit in there. Anyway, in that first episode, the elevator cars were used to rescue the Fire Flash, which is what I've got next. This is the Fire Flash, which is quite a few episodes from the program, to be honest, and it's such a cool design for a jet. Absolutely cool. Totally impractical in real life. This would never work in real life. Having the engines up here just it just wouldn't work. It just would not work. In KSP, however, she actually flies really, really well. Hang on, let me just control from here so we're set up correctly. Set up the SAS, and we're going to taxi her out. Spool up those engines. And we'll take off the brakes. Gaining speed. And she's up. She really does gain. She's really controls well, and to be honest, in a KSP. But as you can see, she's very controllable. Let's take. I need to find which one it is. This one, yes, this one. Okay, we'll put the gear up. There we go. And she flies really well. To be honest, probably maybe a little bit too well. The main problem I have with the Fire Flash on this is above a certain percentage the nose dips because of where the engines are placed. I can only really have the throttle about 50%, but at 50% she flies really, really well, considering like a silly design she is. So go buzz the tower. Buzz that tower. Now I was this episode planning to try and land the Fire Flash on the elevator cars like in the first episode. However, I think I might have time for this one, so I think I'll hold that one back for another episode. Anyway, I've where are you going, Fire Flash? I hope you've all enjoyed today's video. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like me to do more Kerbal Space Program. I am more than happy to play this game. I have so many different things I've done in the past. I've got loads of experience playing this, and really would enjoy sharing it with you guys out there. Please like, comment, share, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you all in the next one sometime soon. Bye!